And the Republicans are being lorded over by very wealthy oligarchs who need big government in order to continue to make their fortunes. Much like the oligarchs in Russia. These are beneficiaries of a central government. So they want endless wave after wave of illegal immigration and cheap labor out there in Silicon Valley so they can fire your kids and grandkids who've gone to college and gotten degrees and advanced degrees in IT and the sciences and so forth. It's just cheaper to replace them. I've already explained the lies, the myths about who does what jobs in this country. Americans, for the most part, are landscapers. Americans, for the most part, are construction workers. Americans, for the most part, are cab drivers. Americans, for the most part, do all these menial jobs. And I know this because of the Census Bureau, because I took the time to look. The Census Bureau is part of the government. It's part of the Department of Commerce. There's a department that's a hilarity. Department of Commerce. What commerce? You have these senators and congressmen and these frauds like Jeb Bush who go on TV. Oh, who's going to do these jobs if the immigrants don't do them? You do the jobs. You, the American people. I am tired of the American people being put down. I am tired of the American worker being put down. I'm tired of our college kids being put down. And the illegal immigrant is held up as an example. As an example of what? I am tired of the greatness of this country being trashed. And I am tired of the lack of a defense of all these institutions and people. What the hell has happened to the conservative movement and the Republican Party? Good Lord. Pushing this Jeb Bush. You want to hear Jeb Bush? I'll give you Jeb Bush. You want to hear Jeb Bush? Where the hell is it, Mr. Producer? Listen to Jeb Bush. This is, I guess Cut 12 is the first one. Here he is at the Bipartisan Policy Center, June 13, 2013, hat tip NRO, Cut 12, go.
Everything doesn't have to have a deep political motive. It could be that actually people think that our country can grow and that immigrants can play a huge part of that. They're more entrepreneurial. They set up more businesses.
Stop. The immigrant is more entrepreneurial. They set up more business. This guy wants to be the Republican nominee for President of the United States, and he is trashing the American people. He's trashing the American people. They're more entrepreneurial. The people crawling over our borders into this country are more entrepreneurial. They set up more businesses. What the hell? We're not going to their country. They're coming to our country. So let me suggest that we're more entrepreneurial and we're setting up more businesses. I told you this is the dumbest of the Bushes. And now we're being told, no, this is the guy. And they're going to raise $1 billion. They're going to trash Cruz. They're going to trash Jindal. They're going to trash Paul. They're going to trash everybody. Walker, to make room for what? For what? I want you to hear this. Less than 2 years ago. Start at the top. Cut 12, go.
Everything doesn't have to have a deep political motive. It could be that actually people think that our country can grow and that immigrants can play a huge part of that. They're more entrepreneurial. They set up more businesses. They buy more homes. They're more family-oriented. They work in jobs, as Haley said, that in many cases when they start are jobs that are
You're a patrician. You have no idea what you're talking about. You have no connection with Main Street. You have no connection with hardworking American people. To talk like this about your own country sounds like Barack Obama, doesn't he? We're supposed to get behind this guy and blow out everybody. Oh, he's the only one who can win. Really? How many more times are we going to follow that Pied Piper? but he said more. November 18, 2013, hat tip NRO. Here he is at 92nd Street Y in New York City, whatever the hell that is. Cut 13, go.
Our country works well when it's dynamic and aspirational and grows at 4% or 3.5%, not at this anemic rate we're growing now. And immigrants aren't a drain on that. They're actually a catalytic converter for sustained economic growth. And everybody benefits when we grow. This is not divvying up the spoils. This is growing the pie and creating an opportunity society again. We don't have that right now. We have people that mope around thinking, my life is bad. My children will not have the same opportunities that I had. What a horrible notion in America, the most optimistic of places. And that's where we are today. And I think a economically driven immigration plan or passing a law to be more strategic about this.
All right, he's rambling, he's mumbling, he doesn't even make any sense. So where was his growth plan and all that gibberish? More immigrants. How many more immigrants, Mr. Bush? How many more immigrants, legal and illegal? 20 million more? 30? 50? 100 million more? Should we have a border? Should we secure the border? Should we be choosy about which immigrants come? From which countries? From which continent? What about it, Mr. Bush? How about people who violate their visas? If they're signing documents, lawful documents, saying they will leave. If they're conducting an interview in their host country, us, and in their home country, lying to us. Are these the people who are going to grow America, Mr. Bush? And what about the welfare state, Mr. Bush, where people suddenly qualify for the earned income tax credit, for Social Security and Medicare? How do you plan to save those programs, Mr. Bush, as you ramble on and on with your nonsense? With your nonsense. Mr. Producer, cut 12. I want you to keep cut 12 bookmarked. Because you would never, ever have heard words like this out of Ronald Reagan's mouth, or out of any conservative's mouth, or anybody's mouth who has respect for the American people. Cut 12 again. Go.
Everything doesn't have to have a deep political motive. It could be that actually people think that our country can grow and that immigrants can play a huge part of that. They're more entrepreneurial. They set up more businesses. They buy more homes. They're more family-oriented. They work in jobs, as Haley said, that in many cases when they start are jobs that are gone unfilled.
As Haley said, must be that a-hole Haley Barber. No, this is what you should say, Mr. Bush. The American people are the most tolerant, beneficent, selfless, thoughtful, courageous people on the planet. The American people are the most hardworking, intelligent, wise people on the face of the planet. The American people have created a culture in which immigrants seek to come to this country, not the other way around. And when people come to this country, they will benefit, they will prosper, if they embrace the American culture, if they assimilate into the American culture. The American people have shown the rest of the people all over the world the way forward when it comes to liberty, community, family, and success. The American people, Mr. Bush, the American people have shown the way. And the rest of the world should follow.